Not only that, but dropping them right in, and you're
Yeah.
like, dude, that's yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good, man. And
Yeah.
Zeke hasn't had to do too much yet. But yeah, they're looking good.
They're looking
Yeah.
good, dude. I'm not gonna say championship worthy, but
No, neither am
I say playoffs
I
I think they'll make the playoffs.
at the league at the minimum,
Yeah.
right? Playoffs.
they have to win, they have to go deep in the playoffs. I think for Jason Garrett to keep his job.
Dude, we lost a couple
Oh, I
comments
agree.
there, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
don't. Why you gotta bring it up, man?
I'm just saying.
Just roll with it.
What's up, boys? What up, Juan?
Juan, what's up, Juan?
One. Uno.
Wow.
Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good, man. You know, they're gonna look good again this weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
you
like
can't
we
take much.
said.
Yeah.
But Texans didn't look.
I don't know,
That
man.
was a rough divisional game, man. You
I don't know. For all the hype Texans got,
That was too close for comfort.
We
Yeah,
only
right
gave
there.
up one sack though.
well, I mean that's good, but if you're still struggling the whole game, there's issues there somewhere.
Yeah, but like those games against the Jaguars are always close because they're a divisional opponent. We play them 2 times every single year, so they know, you know, what we're trying to do. They, you know, basically they know what we're doing, and we know what they're doing. So those games are always tough. But you know, we should have, you know, I thought we could have scored a couple more points. Defense, I think Merciless is playing fucking outside of his mind right now. But Watt needs to make up some ground. He hasn't really done much this season. It's only 2 games in, you know.
He's
whatever.
probably afraid to get hurt, dude. Every time that dude goes
No,
hard,
dude,
He-
he went hard last year. He had 16 sacks.
yeah, that dude always goes hard. He's like the whole defense, and then he gets hurt or something.
No,
you're
he
like,
didn't get hurt last
you're like,
year.
dude, it's because that dude's trying to do everything.
He didn't get hurt last year.
He got hurt somewhere. I know he did, man. You're just not remembering it.
He may have been outside the game, but he got
Yeah,
hurt.
he's always getting
You're
hurt.
Crazy. But yeah, we won, man. That's the biggest thing. You want to get a W.
Yeah.
If we would have lost that game, I would have been upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially with the Jaguars, they're hurting themselves.
Well,
And
their
you're like-
defense isn't. They're
Yeah,
only hurting at
They're
quarterback.
about to lose somebody
At
though.
quarterback. Yeah, they're yeah.
Jalen Ramsey's about to take off, man.
Yeah.
After they're saying after tonight's game.
I can't believe he's playing tonight. I didn't think they would play him.
I think the coach is kind of telling them like, you got to play.
Yeah.
If you want to be traded, play.
Yeah.
today.
And too, the way he talks, like, you know, he loves the game and he's all about the game.
Who, Ramsey?
Yeah. I would expect him to want to play and be like, dude, I haven't been traded yet. I'm still on this team. I'm still going to go out and play the game because ultimately I got to show my, you know, buyers or people that may be interested in me what I can do.
Yeah, you think that's right though?
For what? For him to want to trade?
Yeah, him asking for a trade.
Why
After
not?
he's throwing a fucking hissy fit because his coach didn't challenge a catch that I
Dude,
think was a catch anyways.
Well, first of all, he's the closest person to that catch. So
Yeah.
if the coach doesn't trust his own players, then there's
Okay,
a
but
problem
what
there.
I'm saying is
to
like,
begin
so
with.
so let's say that, you know, he's asking for the challenge, and then in his ear he's asking his booth, hey, you know, should we challenge that?
Yeah.
Because every coach has somebody that's watching the replays, is,
Yeah.
you know, goes down and tells them
Yep.
what doesn't go down, but tells them in the headset, hey, you need to
No,
challenge.
I hear
it,
you.
right? And they told him, nah, you
No.
don't need to challenge it.
Yeah.
So what?
But if you trust your cornerback, the great Jalen Ramsey,
Okay,
and he
but
tells
what
you,
if you're
dude,
tell-
that was a bad call.
Okay.
Challenge it.
But what if the guy upstairs is like, nah, I see it on the replay.
The guy
It's
is
not
up.
it's not
He's
a catch.
upstairs. He's not fucking next.
But he's seeing the replays.
I don't know, man.
That's the thing. Jalen Ramsey, he may have been close to the ball,
Yeah,
right?
you
'Cause he
can't
was
see
there,
that shit.
But there's a lot of things that you can't see
close
while
to
you're
see.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, you got
Exactly.
a point. You got a point. But I think, I don't know. I think he just got
And to
offended.
me, it looked like a catch, anyways. I
Yeah,
never
I
saw
agree.
the ball hitting the ground.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did you?
No, I mean,
So see, you're calling Jalen Ramsey a liar
You could have
too.
been. No, I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just saying he gets offended because he's the closest to the ball. And if he's like, dude, I know what I saw or felt
Yeah.
or heard, you know, you need to challenge that.
Yeah, but do you think that's grounds enough to be like, nah, fuck that, I want to get traded now?
I don't think so.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
not.
think
I'm
so
not.
either.
I'm not a multi-million-dollar athlete that
But
can
if you were,
can make that.
we're playing hypotheticals here, man.
But and if I was,
Yeah.
and the team wasn't very good to begin with, and we didn't have a
But
chance
that's
of going
your
nowhere,
team.
I can go make friends with any motherfuckers, man. Hey, all my friends on these Jags, I got your numbers. We'll
I
keep in
got
touch.
you.
I'm about to go make some
I
new
think
friends.
as long as it says in the contract, you can be traded right mid-season, whatever the case is. But you're losing, especially for these key players, you're losing $15 million guaranteed or whatever the contract says, right?
Yep.
If you're willing to give that up to be traded, fine, we'll
Yeah.
trade you, right? But if there's no disclaimer about that or there's nothing written in the contract, then
Yeah.
suck it up, Buttercup.
I mean, the team can cut you at any time. So why can't you fucking leave?
Because you're under contract.
It's a good
Well,
point.
You got a contract when the team wants to cut you, but you're not performing up to the team standard. So if
Or
the
you
team
get
isn't
hurt.
performing up to your standards, then you should have the same right to leave.
Taco Charlton from the Cowboys just got cut.
But that
Yeah.
dude ain't done shit.
Yeah, that's true. True.
He ain't
But
done
but to your
shit.
point, they
Yeah.
cut him because they
Yeah.
they couldn't find anybody to pick him up, so they're like, okay, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
they were trying to trade him.
They were
to
trying to
shop
But
him
it's
around.
both aspects of that spectrum, how the team can do what they want when they want,
Yeah.
even though they're under contract.
Yeah.
So good for him. I mean, and it may backfire, dude. He may not get another team, or he may go to an even
Well,
worse team.
Today I heard that I saw somewhere, I can't remember where I saw that, but I saw that the Chiefs might be interested.
The Chiefs are already fucking explosive.
Their defense isn't.
That's
Maybe
true.
not, but
there's
if
like
they-
7
but
teams interested.
as-
Seattle's a big one. The Eagles are a big one, and the Chiefs.
If they can fucking keep scoring like that, fuck a defense. You just outscore the other motherfucking team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's like a big. It's
Just
like a
fucking
big.
outscore.
It's like a Big 12 offense. Just keep
Dude, the
scoring until
fucking
you win the
last
game.
game, he 4
Yeah.
touchdowns in the first half. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Ravens and Chiefs, man, big game this
That's
weekend,
gonna be a huge
dude.
game. Yeah,
That's a big game.
yeah. I think
gonna be
that's gonna
great.
be high scoring, lights out, dude. Both of them.
Who did-
Lamar
who did-
Jackson and
who did-
fucking-
Who did?
But the Ravens have a pretty good D.
Who
They
did?
do,
Who did
so.
the Ravens play this past weekend? I can't remember.
They barely won the game that one.
Did they?
Yeah, it was Tennessee.
No, Tennessee played.
Yeah, wasn't it Tennessee?
I don't think so.
No, maybe
I
not,
hope
maybe
they
not.
didn't barely
no,
win over
Tennessee
Tennessee.
played
Cardinals. Cardinals.
the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, true.
The other bird. One of the other birds.
That's the thing, dude. Is
It's a lot of birds.
Yeah. Battle of the Birds. Those are always my favorite games.
That's the thing is like everybody's hyping up the Ravens, but they haven't really played a good team yet. You know, they played Miami. Everybody's gonna look good against Miami this year.
That's a good point.
And then they play the Cardinals, which the Cardinals, you know, nobody's picking them to make the playoffs, and they won by 6 points. You know, so I think people might be overhyping the Ravens a little bit. To me,
Well, we'll certainly find out.
We'll
This
find out
weekend.
after this
Yeah.
week.
Because if they
'Cause
get blown
the
out,
Chiefs-
then
the
there you
Chiefs
go.
the Chiefs are for real, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no doubt in that.
it's gonna be crazy, dude. That game's gonna be good. But QB injuries, dude. Two quarterbacks, big quarterbacks go down. One gets benched.
Yeah,
It's tough.
Eli, man, your boy.
Well, yeah. Eli gets benched for
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, but I think everybody saw that happening, especially coming out of preseason. The dude was doing so much better. I mean, he was doing so good in the preseason
Yeah,
that I think just because Eli is Eli and he won him 2 championships, you're just kind of like, dude, he has to start. He has to let's at least see where we go.
yeah,
And it's been they've just had fucking Saquon, really. You know, when you
Yeah.
watch him
That
play,
dude's
you're
so
just like
good,
Saquon.
man.
That's it.
that dude's so good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
But without that
crazy
QB,
good.
man,
Yeah.
there's nobody to back him up, right?
Yeah,
So I think it's the right move, man. There comes a point in time where you gotta move on. You gotta say, look, dude, we appreciate everything you've done, but we drafted this dude for a reason. We gotta see what he got. You know, that's the way football is. So I think they're making the right move, and it's early in the season where you still got season left.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then Breeze goes down.
Breeze, that was a hard one, dude,
Oh.
because
6 to 8 weeks, I think, is what I saw.
yeah, he just had surgery, I think, yesterday
Mm-hmm.
or the day before on his thumb.
Yeah.
But that's a hard because you always see the Saints as having an opportunity to go.
Yeah. Which, dude, a lot of people are counting him out, but I don't know, man.
Do what?
Because Teddy Bridgewater ain't no joke. You know, a lot of people forget how hype everybody was on that guy when he was, started with the Vikings. You know, everybody was really high on him,
Then he got
and then
hurt,
he gets
right?
hurt, and
Yeah.
then he's trying to make his way back, and then what's his name took over there?
Cousins?
No,
that was-
Keenum.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, and then he kind of lost his job, got lost there, and then they ended up releasing him. But dude, I wouldn't be surprised, if they're, competitive with Teddy Bridgewater. And then if they're not, dude, they always got the fucking BYU magician Taysom Hill to run to.
Dude, I think
Which
Taysom
a lot of
Hill.
people are thinking they should give that guy a chance.
I think Taysom Hill would probably be the answer because every time he comes out, he moves the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, not only because he runs, but he's made good passes too. I don't know, man. And then especially the coach was, I think all last week, man, the coach was like comparing him to a Steve Young.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if you got Steve Young on your bench, why are you in the fucking game?
Might as well try him.
You know?
I mean, might as well.
Dude, if you're comparing him to Steve
I don't
Young
know,
in
man.
your eyes,
But
he
that's
should be
the
on
thing,
that field.
To me, if they thought, that highly of him as a passer, I think he would be in there. But I don't think that they think that he's ready for to be an
spotlight.
NFL quarterback. Yeah.
don't know,
Not just like they bring him in as a gadget player, to do sweet plays and shit
Yeah.
like that. But I don't think that he's ready to sit back there in the pocket and throw the football down the field
Yeah,
the way you have to in the NFL.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, you may have a point. I don't know.
Speaking of the Saints, though, since you guys brought him up, little Jordan Humphrey
Yeah.
got moved up from the practice squad,
Yep.
so
Got activated.
he'll be playing this weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, unfortunately, he won't be getting passes from Drew Brees, but at least he's playing.
Yeah. Yep. Little LJ.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah.
And then Big Ben, man. Big Ben goes down for the season.
Fucking elbow. That's another one, man. He's at a mark where it's like, dude, is it time for you to hang him up?
Yeah.
I think
He's,
so.
he's getting older.
I saw a few of them where it was like the 2000 quarterbacks are going down, man, like
Yeah.
Eli,
Breeze.
Breeze, Big Ben,
Yeah.
And it was a joke because the other ones they said they're going to be taking over for the next 15 years was Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That shit was funny as fuck, dude. But I don't know, man. All those guys, I grew up watching them, and now they're at the twilight of their career. We're getting old.
Yeah.
You're
And
getting real old.
I'm real old.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Big Ben, you just don't know. I don't
What-
know.
you
With
know-
that elbow surgery, you don't know how if he's gonna come back. Well, obviously it's not stronger,
Yeah.
but what his velocity on that ball is gonna be once he comes back. If he's gonna be 80%, or less. I mean,
But also he had contemplated retirement a couple times in the past off seasons, right? So I mean that guy may not come back, man. And
I'm sure-
supposedly from what I hear is they like Kyle Rudolph. The
one from Oklahoma State.
yeah, Oklahoma State, yeah.
we'll see what he got this weekend.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But yeah, man, it's a shame seeing these quarterbacks go down so early, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, a lot of them, man. It's,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And then Nick Foles went down too.
Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Well, the week before, but he went down.
You have
That guy can't ever stay healthy whenever he gets a shot, man.
right when he's shining, it just drops.
Yeah.
You have Cam Newton. The issues over
Yeah,
there.
Cam's hurt.
He's hurt. Finally admitted that he has a ankle issue or foot issue
Yeah,
or
I think
some
it was
shit.
a foot. But, that guy hasn't been
He hasn't been the same.
mm-mm.
Especially starting these first two games. You're looking
Yeah.
at him play and you're like, dude, what the fuck's going on over there? It just don't look right no more.
Yeah.
Well, Miami's trying out their who's that? Is it Fitzpatrick or what's
No,
his name?
I think they sat his ass already.
This one, yeah, whoever was second string.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Was it
Miami.
Ryan Tannehill, something like that. One of
Is
those
it
guys.
Tannehill?
I think it's Tannehill.
It might be.
They're
dude.
trying him out as for against the
Fitzpatrick-
Dallas game.
That last game, 4 interceptions
Yeah.
to the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots were all over his ass. The Patriots don't have a slouch of a defense, but I think Fitzmagic is over, dude. I think
Yeah.
that's over.
I think they're just done, man.
Yeah.
Miami's done.
They're already done for the season.
Yeah, they've
It's-
already fucking mailed it in.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's
they-
bad.
First round, number 1 pick coming up.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think they're just writing it in and like, man, let's just start rebuilding now.
Yeah.
It's a shame because it's only week 2 and you're already thinking of rebuilding, dude. What are your players thinking?
They just signed Taco Charlton, man. They're about to
They probably got him cheap.
make some moves.
Yeah, but you're going into an environment where people don't want to be there.
Yeah.
That's rough, dude.
I mean, he might be the only one playing great this weekend because he's playing against Dallas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just to stick it to him for letting him go. But that's it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Hey, did y'all see that story Brandon had sent us? He sent you,
Is it
right?
football related?
Yeah.
No,
that guy.
I don't read shit that he sends me.
It was
right away.
Edon. Is that how you say his name? Edon.
I'm
EDAWN.
ED
AWN.
AWN. Sounds like Adon.
Edon.
Adon.
Edon. Edon Kaufman. Supposedly he has like a bakery or some shit. I don't know where it's at. Where was it at?
I read
Brandon, do
this.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. Yeah, supposedly he had a bakery or some shit somewhere. I don't know where it was at. But he goes and he vandalizes it, like cut up his couches, ripped all the TVs off of his walls,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he took the license plate off of his truck. Right?
Okay.
So the cameras wouldn't catch
the
the license plate,
Mhm.
right? So I don't know if it was the next day or a couple days later, but the cops saw him in the truck that matched the description of the burglar's truck, right?
Uh-huh.
So they pull him over and they see that it's him. Well, they look in the back of the truck and there's the TVs, and the cop said that the TVs still had the drywall on the back where they got
Wait,
ripped off.
Wow.
And then they found a bunch of, like, the other thing was that he tried to make it seem racist because he spray painted MAGA on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
Nazi
not
symbols.
swastikas.
Wow.
And when the cops went there, they were like, man, this paint is still wet. So it like must have just happened. So in the car, they also end up finding fucking, box cutters and spray paint cans.
Yeah.
So the dude ends up getting arrested.
He tried to file an insurance claim.
Yeah, he was trying
without
to
without
an
filing a
insurance
police
claim.
report because
Yeah.
he just wanted the payout.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was trying to sell the TVs that he ripped off his own store.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
That's
It's crazy that he would do that for one.
What
you
kind
know, just-
what kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
that's
that's
just
pretty bad.
that mentality to do shit like that is just crazy.
This is another juicy small A action.
But it's
there.
good. It's good that he got caught, man. Because
Yeah.
Like, come on, be
But
smarter
it's
than
crazy.
that.
It's crazy that you
Get rid
just-
of the stuff that's in your car.
Yeah,
like, you have all the
why would
evidence
you-
in the
Why
back.
would you have it in your car?
That's
Like,
a-
take it to your mom's house or some shit, bro.
Take it to your-
At a minimum, right?
Yeah.
Right? Fuck, man. That shit's so
This is
crazy.
in Central Georgia.
But the thing that's also bad is like, dude, why do you gotta make it to where it's like racist?
Racist,
Like
yeah.
you gotta put swastikas and MAGA.
Dude, he
you know?
wrote monkey on
Yeah.
like one of the taggings that he did.
Yeah.
He fucking wrote out monkey.
It's like that black guy's racist, dude. Real racist.
No, black people can't be racist.
Oh,
JJ.
well, he's racist.
No, black people can't be racist.
It's so crazy, man.
that's crazy, dude. But he's gonna pay for it, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
That's mental issue all the way around. Has to
He's
be.
hurting for some money, man. That bakery must not be selling
Yeah.
shit.
Must be a
Nobody
terrible
buying
You
bakery.
know? Yeah, his muffins and donuts ain't worth a fuck.
yeah.
Sound like the local bakery that Michael Griffin and Brian Reichpol started here in Austin.
Yeah, I've
GG's.
seen that, but I think they sell
They're
a bunch
doing good,
of shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've never.
I-
I
They
don't even
actually,
know
I mean,
where
they're doing great.
I
They're
don't know.
doing
I don't
great.
know where
Yeah.
it's at.
It's in
Neither
B
do I.
Caves.
Is it BK's?
Yeah.
What's it
Oh,
called?
you know,
GG's.
the soccer
Bakery?
moms around there are buying that shit.
Oh,
up.
hell yeah.
Fucking,
Hell
they
yeah.
picked the right spot.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Tell
They
me
knew what the
about
fuck
it.
they were doing. Hey, man, they went to UT. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And every once in a while they'll sign autographs. And all
Yeah,
that. So I
you
mean,
know
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, and to do it in your in the town where you played college football at, that's smart.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, let's switch to that. You know, where's it at?
Why don't we have a longer clip than that?
I don't know. That's all
I was
we
already
got.
getting hyped up.
I
And
know,
then
and then it just stopped.
just
I'm
killed
like,
me.
dude, it
That's
just,
all we got. Why are you always so mad about what Brandon does?
I don't know.
Hit that button again.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. There you go. There
Thanks,
you go.
Brandon.
See? That's all we want, man. Just a little love.
just a little love. That's all.
Just a little love.
What'd you think about the Rice game, man?
I mean, we're not being asked to be put on public access or anything. We just want a little more seconds to our UT song.
I mean, the time will come. Y'all don't want to be on TV?
What about I don't know, man. It's too late.
Do I got a face for TV? I don't got a face for TV. I don't want to be on
you got a
TV,
point.
man.
You're on
There.
fucking YouTube.
It's the internet,
That's a good
though.
point.
It's
Yeah.
the.
It's different, dude.
Yeah,
I
it
guess
affects you
so.
differently.
It's different.
Um, What was I gonna say?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, anyways,
Rice game.
Rice game.
And we
Texas.
did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah, we put it on Rice.
Pretty much.
Dude. It was
Exactly.
good.
That's when we talked about it last week. We said they got to win by 40+ points, and I thought they would give up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and they were real late. You know.
Really late. Oh,
Mhm.
against what? Third string?
Yeah.
They did what they were supposed to do. So
Yeah.
you got to be happy about that. If it was a close game, you would have been upset. A lot of people would have been upset and said, "Dude, this ain't
Yeah.
not supposed to happen."
I'm impressed by Brendan Eagles, that wide receiver. I didn't even know who he was until I saw him catching
Yeah.
balls. And then the quarterback now, running back,
Roshan Johnson, man.
That dude's legit.
He's a beast.
I don't know if he
I
moves
said
back
that-
to quarterback.
Yeah,
or
I
not.
don't think we should.
Why?
No,
You know?
not at all.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, dude.
I said that after the first game when he came
Yeah.
in for Keontae.
Yeah.
I was like, that dude runs with so much like energy. Like every
And
time
that's-
he got hit or tried to get tackled, that dude's pushing for 1 or 2 more yards.
And
And
that's
he's
just,
huge.
That's just 2 weeks. That's just 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
know, in the
Yeah.
running
just in
backs
that
room.
position.
You
Just
know?
exactly.
He
So-
don't even know the whole playbook yet.
No, that dude's gonna get nothing but better, which is
Yeah,
which is
so-
great because coming into the year we were worried about the running back spot.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to put a fucking quarterback to running back.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad it was. And now this dude turns out to be like, hey man, that might have been your spot all along.
Yeah.
I think it's great, dude.
Yeah.
They're shuffling a lot of people around. Like there's a I think either an offensive line. I think it's a defensive lineman that now plays all 5 positions for Can.
Yeah.
And then there's a linebacker that's now playing like defensive end. But he came in like as a
As a linebacker.
5-star linebacker.
Mhm.
But
we need that.
They needed somebody, and the point is they're all humble enough to say, look, I got to do what I'll
Yeah.
do what I got to do for my
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
which is great because that's how you win big games.
dude.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how you
That-
win big games.
When somebody goes down, you have X person that's be like, hey man, I need you to slide over in that spot.
Yeah.
And you know the playbook, you know the position, and you're good at it.
Yeah.
And we don't miss that opportunity to win a game because somebody got hurt.
Yeah.
Which I don't know the last time Texas was doing that with their players, but I'm happy that the people coming in are buying into the Tom Herman program.
That's
Mhm.
what
You
it
know.
takes. That's the first start right there. Because if you don't have that connection, then
And that's huge. That's been huge going forward, man.
Yeah.
And
And Elligers look great again. Dude's showing out, man.
dude, I don't know if it's possible, but I really hope that dude's up for a Heisman, at least in the running by the end of the year.
He could be the way he's been playing, man. He could be.
he just has to keep up
Yeah.
because you got to drop those numbers, man. Like
I
I mean,
think-
you got to like drop more touchdowns. Obviously, probably 1 or 2 picks at the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think right now he's the only quarterback with 10+ touchdowns that hasn't thrown an
An
interception
interception.
yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid's
he keeps
legit,
it up,
man.
then he has to
Yeah.
be in the talks.
Dude, he has to be. But what worries me is it doesn't seem like Texas gets much love with any of that.
We have it.
Just like
have
like that case in point, the game with LSU, we lose. We gave them a fucking game. Number 6 ranked team,
Mm-hmm.
who's number 3 now. And even some people are talking about maybe they're the best college team out there right now. But we hung with them, put up 400 yards of offense,
Yeah.
and only lost by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
then
we should have been. We should have.
It shouldn't have been that, dude.
That
we
game
had
should have
we,
been different, man.
we lost 2 opportunities.
we hurt ourselves
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
game. We hurt
But
ourselves.
Yeah.
At the end of that, we dropped 2 spots.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, dude. How are we going to drop when we just hung with them and gave them that close of a
That's
game?
the way it is, though. Two spots isn't a lot either. And then especially this weekend, you got a lot of big matchups. Where top 10 teams could be falling. So that's gonna move us up too.
Hopefully.
We just can't lose anymore.
We can't. Yeah.
Y'all ready for this week? Fuck yeah, we're ready for this week.
That puts a lot of pressure on the team.
Texas
Saying
Oak State.
you got to run the table. That's a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Especially in the Big 12, dude, where all these teams, they're all good. They might not be the best, but they're all good, and they could all play tough.
They can all score.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
defense may be crap, but
Yeah.
they could score on you.
Yeah. Yeah, Oklahoma State this weekend, man.
Dude, it's going to be a good game. Hopefully.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how good Oklahoma State is. Like we know that they have one of the best running backs in the nation and probably the best wide receiver in the nation, but their quarterback doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's looking good against Oregon State, McNeese State, which I don't know how McNeese is a state. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Like, where the fuck is McNeese at? Where's McNeese
it's just
State?
a school that decided to put state
What
behind
the
it
fuck, man?
to make it more noticeable. I don't know. That's a great question.
Like, what the fuck?
I've always asked the same about basketball in Golden State. It's like, we don't have a fucking state named Golden.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that one. But yeah, McNeese State, like, that don't make no sense.
They're the Golden State because of the gold rush in San Francisco.
Oh, that's there you go. There you go, buddy.
Someone gets
Here we
But,
go.
okay,
Right.
explain McNeese State.
McNeese? It's
Another
exactly what
question.
Eric said over there, man. Just somebody wanted to feel important. And they said, hey, dude, you know, it's like putting glasses on somebody. They
Yeah, so-
automatically look, you know, smarter. It's like, dude, put states at the
There
end.
you go.
So you know, Oklahoma State's putting up a bunch of points on a state that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
You know, so I
And-
don't know how good
And
they are, man.
Tulsa.
I
Yeah, and
And they-
Tulsa.
and
They
they
played
played
Tulsa,
Tulsa,
man.
yeah.
Like, Tulsa's the best team you played so far. You know,
Pretty much. And they're
well,
one.
Oregon
They're
State's
one and
alright,
two.
too.
I mean,
Yeah.
they haven't met a defense like what they're
No.
gonna meet.
No.
That's for sure.
And they haven't seen the athletes that you know that we have on offense. Because Oregon State put up points on them, and so did Tulsa. Tulsa
Yeah.
put up what 20 something, I think 21 points,
And Tulsa lost to
28 points.
might as well have been a Division II school.
Yeah.
It's like one of the lower FBS schools.
Mm-hmm.
They lost bad, so they're not really
So I mean,
cream of the crop or even middle of the crop.
But Oklahoma State always comes here and fucking plays hard, dude. They've got a 5-game winning streak
Yeah.
at our field.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that's what most people look at, and they're like, dude, is this a year we can break that? Because
They
we
can't
haven't
be-
been in the past.
We're gonna have to, man. They can't be 6. You know.
We just can't let that
No.
hang over our head when we go in and play the game,
Yeah.
right?
Not with the team we have.
No.
You
But-
can't do that with the team we
Yeah.
have.
And that's the thing. They're like I said earlier, they're playing with humility, right? They're playing as a team.
Mhm.
There's no like ego trip like some of the teams in the past, right? It's all let's just do what we have to do, even
Yeah.
if it means playing a different position to win.
Yeah.
And to me, it's no more like fucking defense is saving your ass. Offense, go out
Oh,
there and
yeah.
fucking move. The defense is tired, dude.
Like
the
years
defense
before.
now it's
yeah.
like they're both moving. Defense gets them the ball, the offense fucking moves it, and that's where Texas needed to be
Yeah.
be
which,
dangerous.
which is the only way it can work, right? Because if your offense is not working, your defense gets tired quicker. Even
Yeah,
if your defense is top 5, they're gonna get exhausted,
Mhm.
right? And then that's when you lose the game.
Yep.
You gotta have both of them firing on
Yeah.
all cylinders, and then we are.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to beat us this year.
Yeah. I think so. Especially at home, man. I think we're playing different at home now.
Sold out crowd again.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm going, dude.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
My boy Oscar is taking me for my
Fuck
birthday.
Oscar. How come he didn't give me fucking? Oh, so why you got a shirt?
That's why I gotta.
So I'm the one sucking dick to get a sponsorship and told him, hey man, I'll wear a
Whoa,
shirt,
whoa,
a
whoa,
hat,
whoa.
and whatnot,
I
and
didn't
you
know-
get the shirt.
I didn't know y'all had that agreement, dude. He didn't tell me
Dude.
nothing about it.
He's like, I didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah,
I hope
we're
you're
gonna-
listening, Oscar, man,
You got
because
suckered,
fuck
man.
you.
'Cause fuck you. Put all that stuff in my mouth and I don't even get
I
a
don't even-
shirt.
you promised me a shirt and shit, and fucking JJ gets the game in the shirt.
Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be fun, dude. I can't wait. I haven't been to a Texas game in a while, but yeah, it'll be fun. Go tailgate in a little bit.
There's no way it can't be fun, dude. It's gonna be a fucking sold out crowd. It's gonna be hyped. There's a whole different
hope it's
energy
hyped, dude,
and
because
environment that's out there.
I
right
hope
now.
it is because the first time I went, man, it was like a bunch of rich white people and they were just like real quiet, you know.
No, dude. If you the
It
games
was-
you've been
it
watching,
was
the
weird.
crowd, dude, it's a whole completely different energy
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, a couple years back where we weren't even selling out, and we averaged sellout crowds at home.
Yeah.
Right, and we just worked because we weren't producing, man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, we were so used to Texas beating scrubs like Rice and McNeese State, for example, 40-14, 40-10. But when we were losing these last couple of years against those type of teams,
Yeah.
people just, man, it
They wanna
demoralized us.
Against Maryland.
I mean,
Maryland
even
just
Maryland,
lost,
yeah.
too.
Oh, Maryland was our Achilles heel, man.
Fucking,
I'm glad we didn't play them this year.
BYU beat us.
I mean, yeah,
Jeez.
but
Yeah, BYU beat us.
in the past, the student section wasn't even selling out.
Yeah.
No.
and that's bad.
And
It's
now
all
they're
And
saying-
they
changed.
get
now
it
that-
for free.
Now they're saying the student section shows up like 3 hours early.
It's a whole different environment right
So
now, man.
crazy.
A whole different feel to it.
Yeah.
Which, dude, it's gonna be badass, man. I'm sad.
You could get a ticket, man. I'll tell you where we're sitting.
Can I get Oscar's ticket? You don't
No.
fuck Oscar. Leave him there. Leave him.